All right, welcome back. Welcome back. So, this is our first chapter. This is our first session in our React class. Okay, this is going to be exciting because React is an amazing course to learn, and I promise you that it's going to be amazing. So, we will start off by asking us ourselves what is React and what is React ecosystem. So we are going to make ourselves familiar with React, what React is, and the ecosystem. So in this session, to be more of theory, I'll just be showing you what exactly React is. Okay, so all right, without wasting much time, let's go and see what React is. Okay, so React is an open source JavaScript library. It is an open source JavaScript library. Okay, now a library is something that a library is a group of functionalities, a group of features, a group of APIs that somebody has built together, put it together and make it available for other people to use. Okay, so now this library is actually a JavaScript library. That means it has a lot of JavaScript object functions that other people can use. And when we say it is open source, it means that it is free of charge and anybody can contribute to it. Okay, it's an open source JavaScript library. A library is just a file that somebody has built, and this file exposes what we call APIs. APIs are just methods, functions, and objects that people using the library can actually have access to. So this particular library is used for building user interfaces. Basically, what React is used for is for front-end web development. So the user interface, that thing the users will be seeing, all right, mainly for single page applications. So in the next session, we'll be talking more about single page applications, what they are. But in this session, we focus on what is React. So we have come to understand that React is a library, and it is a library built on JavaScript. It's not a Python library. It is not a Java library. It's not a C# library. It is a JavaScript library, all right, that exposes or provides us with APIs, application programming interface. So this library provides us with some things that we are going to use. So as we go on, I'm going to show you that things that are available in the JavaScript library. It is also open source. It means that it is free of charge and anybody can have access to it, and anybody can also contribute to it. So it was developed by Facebook, Meta, in 2019, and it is widely used in modern web development. In short, React is the most popular, most widely used UI library. Okay, when it comes to front-end web development, React is mostly used. Okay, so why do you need to use React? Why should you use React? For fast performance. Okay, now we are going to be talking about Virtual DOM and how React actually uses Virtual DOM to optimize updates. But for now, just understand that React applications are faster than the normal applications you build. In short, React was created because of Facebook wanted to make the Facebook application better. So in the course of making it better, they now had to develop React. So when it comes to fast performance, performance means how fast is your application responding to users. When a user clicks a button, when a user tries to change a color or something like that, how fast does the application react to it? Okay, so React uses something we call Virtual DOM to optimize updates to make your applications faster. React is also component-based architecture. All right, everything in React has to do with components. Okay, so these components are reusable UI components that make code modular and maintainable. Let me show you what we mean by React is a component-based architecture. Let me go to our website. You see this website like this, all right? Everything on top here is actually a component. All right, everything on top is actually a component. Then this component itself now have other small components. See, this logo is a component. This other one, this whole thing you see here is a component. This search box is a component. This logout is a component. Okay, so this is how React is built. This other one here is also a component. This button here is a component. Okay, this whole thing you see in these different colors is a component, and each of these ones are also components, and they're all reusable. So to show you better, let me go to our source code. Let me take you to our source code. Now I will take you to the root, our home page. Okay, you can see this is this home page you were seeing. The home page I just showed you now. Okay, this is the home page. All right, this is the home page, and this welcome message component you're seeing here is this one. Okay, let me open it side by side. Let me open it side by side so that you can actually see it. Okay. Let me see if I can expand it. Okay. Now, let me open it side by side. Let me also open oops. Okay. All right. So now this is what I want to show you. Sorry. All right. So you can see this welcome message you're seeing here. This is the welcome message here. Everything you're seeing here is actually the welcome message you have here. So if I go inside this welcome message, we are going to see that inside this welcome message, all right, you're going to see this whole session. You can see this session, the global genius, that is what you're seeing here. Okay. You see this start for free button. That is the one you're seeing here. So this start for free button is a component inside another component, and this particular component is now on the home page. Do you understand it? So these are components. React is built on top of each component. And the main component we all have here is here. Let me show you. I hope this doesn't confuse you. Okay. I hope this doesn't confuse you, but I just want to show you something. Okay. Okay, I want to show you where everything all started. So not the layout. Okay, so this is the layout. So this is where everything started. All right. You see, this is the HTML page. So this is where everything started. This is the normal HTML body. Okay. So this is where everything started. All right. So this chart is what you're seeing here. Okay. So this is how these components are built. So let me go back to slide. So React is actually components built on top of components. So everything is divided into components to make it easier. So if we go, let me go to Facebook. I'm going to take my time to explain this whole concept to you. If I go to Facebook, you can see everything you're seeing here, all right? Everything you're seeing here are just components. Everything, all these things are divided. All these things you're seeing here, they are just components, okay? Okay, sorry, I'm a Liverpool fan, so we just did amazingly yesterday. So we were able to beat PSG 1-0, and it was a tough match. So that is why you're seeing Liverpool photos here on my page. So yes, we beat PSG 1-0 last night. All right, so everything you're seeing here are just components. So you see this like button is a component. You see this comment is a component. Now without React, normally, if you click on this like button, everything about this page will have to reload. But with React, using the components, the only thing that will update is just this like. Okay. Yes, if you click on this like now, if I click on this like now, the number would increase. So let me click on like. You can see it has increased from 689 to 688 to 689. Okay. So this happened without the whole DOM. I believe you know what a DOM is, document object module, the three objects that we have in HTML. Okay, so this happened without the whole DOM refreshing. Normally, this whole thing, the normal thing we do with PHP and other web development framework, when you click a button like this, the whole page will reload. But with React, it doesn't happen like that. Okay, it doesn't happen like that. Okay. So yeah, this is the man of the man, Charleston. So I was just so happy last night. So let's get back to let's get back to business. Okay, so everything about React is component based. React is component based. So now React is also declarative. All right, simply you tell React what you want it to do for you, and you allow it to handle it for you. Okay, React is component based. I will tell React to do something for me. Now I tell React to okay, this is the price form. I'll just tell React to put something like this for me, and it will handle everything for me. So declaratively, I'll just tell React, do this for me, and React will do it. So this simplifies the UI design by updating only necessary parts of the page. You saw when I clicked on the like button, only the like button, the like component was the only thing that was updated. Every other thing was remained the same. So React is declarative, okay? It also comes with a strong ecosystem. Now, the thing is that React is just a library, all right? It doesn't have all the necessary functionality to build a full web application. So when you now want to build a full web application with React, you have other libraries you're going to bring in, something like Rados, React Query, and Next.js. So we are going to show you, we are going to talk about the ecosystem later on. But React on its own is just based on creating UI, user interface. Now, the ecosystem will now help you to do something like routing, state management, fetching data, SEO, and stuff like that. But React on its own is just amazing. So we are also going to be teaching you all this ecosystem. You're going to be learning all this ecosystem and alongside the React library. So React also has a large community support. There's a lot of plenty learning resources and third-party tools available for React. So what are the key concepts in React? Components. Everything about React is about components. So React applications are built using components. Okay? So a component is a reusable piece of UI. A component is a reusable piece of UI. Now let me show you what we mean by a component is a reusable piece of UI. If I go back to this our code, let me show you, let me search for logout. All right, this is our logout button. The logout button you see on our website. You see, I created it here just once. This logout was created here once. Now let me search for places it was used. I will search for logout. You can see this logout was used here. Okay, this logout was used here. Okay, this is where it was used here. This is where I used it. You see, this is where I used it. Okay, I used it here. Let me make it logout button so it will be complete. Okay, so in the layout, I also used I used it here, which is the one we are seeing here. And there's another place that I used it. Okay, so what I'm trying to show you here is that you can declare create a component, and you can use it multiple places. Okay, you declare it one place and you can reuse it in other places. All right, so we have two types of components. We have the functional components, which is the modern approach, and we have the class components. So we are going to be teaching you the two of them. We'll first of all start with the class component, and then we'll show you the functional component, okay? So example of a functional component is something like this, all right? A functional component is actually a JavaScript function. There's nothing much to it. It's a JavaScript function. But don't worry, when we get deeper, we are going to be explaining what they actually are, all right? So we also have another concept, JSX. JSX is JavaScript XML. So in React, there is a syntax we use that is called JSX. We write JavaScript and HTML in the same place. So React uses JSX, which lets you write HTML-like code inside JavaScript. So look at this code now. If I go back to that our button, all right? Look at this button. Okay. This is a JavaScript function actually. Let me clear this. So this is a JavaScript function. If you know JavaScript function, you know. All right. So and moreover, you should not be taking this course if you don't know JavaScript. So go back and take our JavaScript class, both for beginners and mastery, okay? Before you come back here. All right. So we have, so in this component, you can see that this is a JavaScript function, but I'm using something that looks like HTML inside of it. So this is what we call JSS, JavaScript XML. Okay, don't worry, we are going to dig deep inside JSS as a chapter. We are going to dig deep and teach you everything that you need to know. But this is another concept that React uses. React uses this JSS. Okay, so, and you can see we are using, we are like writing HTML, and we are assigning this HTML like expression to an element. This is valid, but don't worry, we are going to teach you more about JSS. So React also deals with props. So a component can get properties, just like a function can get arguments, all right? A component can get props, allow you to pass data from one component to another. So if I'm using a component in another component, I can actually pass props or pass data from the other component to the parent component to the child component. Don't worry, we are going to also dig deep inside props. Okay, each of these concepts, we are going to explain them to you one by one. So look at, we have this, anyway, I'm not going to explain this code because we have not taught you how to create components. So, but just understand that props is a concept in React. Bottom line, later on, we are going to teach you more about props. So, but props is a way that we use to pass data from one component to another. Just understand it like that. So in here, we created this component, welcome component, and here we are calling this welcome component, and we are giving it a prop, and the prop is name, and the value is John. Okay, so these are the concepts in React that we are going to master. Okay, we have another concept, state management. State is used to store and manage dynamic data within a component. Now, the thing is this, whether you like it or not, you will be working with data in your component. And a snapshot of the whole data that you have in a component is what we call this component state. What I mean is this, at a particular given time, all right, this data that is available in a component is what we call the state. So the state is just like what data are available at a particular given moment. So if you want to manage your data, you want to manage the state, okay, that is what we do with state management. And in functional components, we use something we call useStateHook. We are going to also teach you about hook. You're going to learn about the different hooks that are available. We're also going to dive into state management in details. So this is how we manage states in a React component. So, but don't worry, we use the useStateHook to manage state in a functional React component. So, but don't worry, we are going to teach you all these things. But just understand that there's something called state management. We use state management to manage the state of our data, to store and manage the data that we are working with in a component. Okay? So, and useState is a hook that we use to manage state in React functional components. We also have handling events. React also allows us to handle events like click event, on-change event, hover event, you understand, mouse over, all those events that are available in HTML. React allows us to handle events like that. So we're also going to teach you how all these things work. Okay, we are going to talk about event handling in React. Okay, so now let's talk about the React ecosystem, some of the ecosystem that we have. React is just more than a UI library. Okay, React has a vast ecosystem of tools and libraries that help developers to build scalable and maintainable applications efficiently. Now, you already know that React on its own is not enough to build a full web application. But when you now have other libraries, these other tools are what we call ecosystem. The Redux that help you manage state, the React query that help you manage fetching data. Okay, so all these ecosystem, all these libraries are available for you to augment where React is not functioning well. So React core concept are just one component. This is what React is meant to do: creating components, working with props, working with state and hooks. Okay, now apart from this is not enough to build a full web application. So apart from this, you would also need these other ecosystem components. So the first one is state management. So managing state in a large application can be very challenging. So if you want to manage state in React, a big state in a large application, you will use hooks, okay, React state and hooks, use state and use reducer. But we also have Redux. Redux is actually an ecosystem that is the most popularly used and the most efficient. Sure, this is the biggest state management library. We also have Zostand. Okay, I actually use Zostand in this in our website. I use Zostand. I didn't use Redux. I used Zostand. Zostand was enough to build the application. So when I wanted to manage states, all right, data in this website that you're using to learn, I use Zostand. We also have Recoil, okay, and we also have Jotai. So these are the different libraries you can use to manage state in React. So these are ecosystems. Okay, so when you want to perform routing in React, all right, React is used for single page applications and you need routing to navigate between pages. So when it comes to routing, React doesn't provide you with automatic routing functionality, but you will need to add in another library called React Router. Okay, don't worry, we are going to show you how to do all these things as we go on. All right, we also have another one called Router. All right, so routing, state management, these are different ecosystem of React. So we also have UI libraries and component frameworks. So the thing is this: most of the components that you want to create, button, pop-up, alerts, and all those things, a lot of people have created them and made them available for you. All you have to do is to key into them and use them. So it helps you to speed up your UI development. So I use SHA-CN component library to build this web application you're using now. I didn't use Material UI, but Material UI is one of the UI library frameworks. Ant Design, Chakra UI. For me, I also use Tailwind CSS, but I also use the SHA-CN. So this SHA-CN is actually a UI library I use to build this website that you're using to learn this course. So for performance optimization, React Query handles fetching data. So when we want to fetch data from the database, you can actually use React Query. So for performance optimization, we use React Query, SWR. Okay, these are libraries you can use to handle fetching data. For memorization, you use memo and use callback. So we are going to look at all of these things as we keep on learning this course. Okay, so then now, like I said, React is not enough to build a full web application. So if you want to build a full stack application with React, you will need to use Next.js. Next.js is what I use to build this website you're using. So Next.js is the most popular React framework for server-side rendering and API routes. So Next.js provides you with back-end functionality. All right, it provides you with front-end functionality using React and back-end functionality too. You also have Remix, focused on fast dynamic application. You also have Gatsby, and you also have so these are the few ones you have. So for DevOps and deployment, we have Vercel. This website you're using to learn now was deployed on Vercel. So it is the best one for deploying Next.js application. By the way, we also have another course, Next.js for you. So after learning this React, you need to learn Next.js that will help you to build full stack application. So we have Netlify, great for static size and serverless functions. We have Firebase for hosting and database, and we have Docker. So these are the different ecosystems that are available for you to augment the functionality of React. React on its own cannot give you all these functionalities, but we have all these libraries, right, that can help you do all these things, okay? So thank you very much. I will see you in the next session. And in the next session, we'll be discussing what is single-page application. We are going to dissect single-page application. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next session.